Hello and welcome to Kogi in Focus Reload. I warmly welcome you to the maiden edition of the program for this year, and on behalf of our entire crew, wish you a happy new year. I am Khadijat Mohammed. We will take a short break and return with what promises to be a loaded program. Don't go away.
It's Kogi, Nigeria's confluence state, the country's melting point where anything and everything can happen. Kogi in Focus is the program keeping Nigerians abreast of developments in and around the country's most strategically located state. From politics, government to the people, farming to entertainment, sport and a whole lot more. We've got it covered on Kogi in Focus. Watch Kogi in Focus every Monday at 4:30 p.m. on your channel of choice, Africa Independent Television, AIT. For your contributions, feedback and advert placements, please contact us through the displayed phone numbers and social media handles. Kogi in Focus, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Don't be left out.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the first edition of your program Kogi in Focus for the year 2020. In today's package, Governor Bello thanks Kogi people for his landslide re-election, sets agenda for his second term. Kogi state government tells security agencies to step up efforts at apprehending masterminds of deadly TAWARI community attacks. And 17-man committee set up to begin plans to implement new minimum wage for Kogi State civil servants. Kogi State Governor Bello has continued to express gratitude to the people of the state for his re-election in the November governorship election. In a statement released by his press secretary Onogo Mohammed, Governor Bello also said 2019 will go down in history as the year in which the people of Kogi came together as one to break the barriers of ethnicity, religion, and class differentiation, which has divided the people for so long and slowed the state's progress. He said going forward, his administration will commit to bringing about a new Kogi state characterized by equity and justice, unity, peace, and progress. He said 2020 marks a new beginning for the people and the state as he prepares to take oath of office on the 27th of January to begin his second term in office. Governor Bello said his administration will continue to focus on the key issues of security, infrastructure development, education, healthcare, unemployment, and civil servants' welfare. He said he not only wished the people of the state a happy new year, but pledged to do what is required to ensure their happiness. Governor Bello has also commended the permanent secretaries, heads of all ministries, departments, and agencies for their effort in ensuring the smooth running of his administration. Governor Bello, who gave the commendation at the Government House, Lokoja, reeled out his expectations from them in the days ahead.
Governor Bello promised to dedicate his second term in office to providing quality service delivery.
Let us drive and emphasize on what binds us together, what will make us greater than what diminishes us, what divides us. Let's drive that which is going to be our collective interest more than our individual, sectional, or even petty interests.
He urged the civil service leaders to deal with him directly in line with laid down guidelines and directives.
Anything whatsoever that you know is verifiable, you can confirm that is going to put checks and balances in place and move the state forward, I shall welcome them.
Deputy Governor Edward Onoja echoed Governor Bello's sentiments.
Your Excellency, the drivers of the civil service in Kogi State, in the last 4 years, critical foundations have been laid. What are these foundations? A united workforce, devoid of ethnic considerations, permanent secretaries who became permanent secretaries not because they are linked to Mr. A or Mr. B. Because they were the best amongst those who were qualified to become.
The chairman of the Civil Service Commission, Ado, promised optimal service delivery by the civil servants.
To ensure that we have to drive these projects forward for the benefit of our people of Kogi State. Just like the Soga had always said, we can do more. And I'm sure the regime says we can do more, we're going to do more.
The head of service, Deborah Ogumola, promised to carry out all laid out instructions and directives and ensure the continued smooth running of the state government's activities.
The Kogi state government has called on its intending Christian pilgrims to continue to pray for the state and the nation as a whole. Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, who made the call during a pre-departure event at Government House Lokoja, advised them to be well-behaved ambassadors of the state in the Holy Land.
Over 60 intending Christian pilgrims from Kogi State are to be airlifted from the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, to the Holy Land on Thursday night. The group were encouraged by the Deputy Governor to be focused on spiritual matters.
I urge us to go deeper in the realm of the Spirit so that we can connect. His Excellency had asked not for anything from you, but for prayers. He says to tell us he would love, we pray for this country, Nigeria, and the leadership of our country. He also asks to ask you to pray for Kogi State, our state.
The Executive Chairman, State Christian Pilgrims Commission, Samuel Ajinohi, explained the drop in number of pilgrims this year.
Pilgrimage is wonderful and government is supporting. Yes. You can see the support too, but our pilgrims this year are largely private. Okay, and from Easter, you see everything will scale up again.
The Secretary to the State Government and the Chairman of the State Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria also gave words of advice.
Remember, last year, we got an award as the best behaved group, Kogi State award. And this year will not be an exception. I want us to go with the determination of behaving very well like a Christian.
The essence of pilgrimage is for us to improve the spiritual environment, the spiritual impact, and the spirituality of the citizens of Kogi State. As we are going, I advise every one of us to continue to be spiritually focused.
The intended pilgrims say it is time to get closer to God.
My prayer point is God should liberate Kogi State and make us more prosperous in this next year. Peace, love, and unity.
I really thank God. I'm happy that I'm going to start the new year in God's own land.
Firstly, I'll pray for myself, my family, my state, and my boss especially.
I feel going to have an encounter in Jerusalem, and I see a new Kogi, and I see transformation coming to Kogi State.
I'll be praying for revival for Nigeria, revival for Kogi State, revival for the church, revival for my family, myself, and all.
Work closely with God. That with God, all things are possible. It is Him alone that can do everything. The purpose is to go and improve upon our spiritual life and confirm all that we have read in the Bible so that we can impart it upon our people.
A total of 90 persons meet up with all immigration requirements, but 67 are to be airlifted on Thursday, while the rest will join them about a week later.
Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello says efforts to increase the state's internally generated revenue will be intensified. Governor Bello, who made his intention known at a one-day workshop organized by the State Internal Revenue Board, urged all ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure that existing and forthcoming laws regulating the finances of the state are strictly adhered to.
The Kogi State Government, at the passage of its 176 billion naira 2020 budget, promised to fund most capital and recurrent expenditure through internal revenue. To drive this message home, the Internal Revenue Board organized a one-day workshop with representatives of all state ministries, departments, and consultants in attendance. Issues were raised.
Cash collection is still a major concern. It's prevalent across the ministry, department, and agencies, and because the effect of cash collection leads to leakages, diversion, and under-assessment. Revolving revenues, this is the elephant in the house. In my humble opinion, this is where significant numbers is being lost.
Consequences of failing to comply with laid-down laws were also read out.
Section 12C of the laws enabling KJRS states that the board shall be responsible for ensuring effectiveness and optimum collection of all revenues including levies, all taxes, penalties due to the government under the relevant laws to the exclusion of MDAs. No MDA under this law has the right to open any revenue account. Should you be operating one, is an illegal account. That's what the law says. And should you have to run one, it must be expressly the powers to do that shall be conferred on you by the board. That's what the law says.
Suggestions were raised on how the MDAs in the state can improve revenue generation.
How do we now access this pool of funds? They may be small, but they are in numbers, and it can add to our revenue. I would just want to suggest we can only get to them through their organization or association.
Look at the waterways. We have a lot of water around us, and I want to believe we have people who are doing boat services and who are running some transportation across that sector. They are important, especially when you look at it in terms of long-term revenue drive.
Governor Bello shared on the proposed laws in the works to improve revenue generation.
And the efforts we are making to ensure that we give our workers their desired benefits. We won't be able to do that without increasing our revenue. We are faced with a lot of security challenges. There are emerging threats, kidnapping, banditry, and the rest. We are equal to the task by the grace of God. We are going to rout them out. But for us to be able to do that, we need a lot of funds. So we will need you to help us so that we can help our people. So your maximum cooperation is required.
Calls were made to the government to invest more on the state-owned media and tourism industry in the state. Government was also urged to put existing transport terminals to use and provide more vehicles for the state-owned Confluence Express to ply more destinations nationwide and attract more revenue for the state.
The Kogi State Governor has called on security agencies to step up efforts at apprehending masterminds and perpetrators of violence unleashed in TAWARI community in Kotonkarfi local government, which left 24 people dead and properties worth millions of naira destroyed. Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, who went for an on-the-spot assessment of the situation with security agents and other government officials, said those behind the attack will be brought to justice.
Residents of TAWARI and neighboring communities in Kogi, Kotonkarfi local government area of Kogi State are yet to come to terms with the early Friday attack which occurred while many were still celebrating the new year.
They tell my father room, they call me. They tell me Brian come outside. My father just start to come outside. They give her a night cutlass for you. If I like them, they give her cutlass for leg. And for me singing. That bloody didn't speak.
She then drinking malt and eating some things, smoking. He can't feel come out, but he surround the place, burning our school, burning our houses, doing everything.
The dead ones are 24 and the injured ones are still there in the hospital.
Fears of possible reprisal attacks were raised with a call for the security deployment to monitor developments.
Right from the times of missionaries, our fathers settled down here because of missionaries. And since then, we have no any tribal crisis or religion crisis with our fellow human being. So we are pleading to the government, please, they should come to our aid with security men. And the community feel that they are not secured without the presence of the security. For now, we have 24 dead.
State Deputy Governor Edward Onoja expressed his disgust at the incident.
Christians were killed here. Imam was killed here. So it's not a religious issue.
No, it's not.
Now the question is, irrespective of who you are, anywhere in this country, as far as you have blood running through you, you must condemn this act. Nigerians must naturally condemn it.
He said those affected by the attack in whatever way will receive government assistance.
And government will do all within its power to identify and fish them out, and then they pay fully for their consequences, for their actions.
For those who are displaced, Your Excellency, do the government has any plans for them?
The Kogi State Emergency Agency on top of that matter.
The Deputy Governor also paid a condolence visit to the traditional ruler of the area, the Ohimege Igu of Kotonkarufi, who bared his mind on the incident.
They are around us here in our border states with Nasarawa. And sometimes they come to Niger State, to River Gurara. These are routes that need to be blocked. These are places we need the presence of security agencies to be manned.
Part of the mayhem unleashed on TAWARI, a community about 8 kilometers away from the state capital Lokoja, includes the killing of the imam of the community mosque, the destruction of a church building, school, and community hospital. In addition to the 24 persons confirmed dead by villagers, 5 others are lying critically injured in hospital.
Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has called on the people of TAWARI and other neighboring communities to support government's effort at restoring peace to the area. Governor Bello, who made the call in Lokoja during a meeting at Government House, says his administration will immediately constitute a committee to ensure persons affected by the violence get the needed support.
Traditional communities and youth leaders, security agents, local government administrators, state assembly members, and top government functionaries attended the meeting. The village head, Aguma of TAWARI Kingdom, Idris Al-Hassan Yusuf, commended Governor Bello and his team for the prompt attention paid to TAWARI in the wake of the attacks and called for urgent attention in areas worst affected.
To bring peace in that area, the following thing is needed urgently: an opening of the road from TAWARI through Sadauna to town in Nasarawa State, which is the headings of kidnappers and bandits. Another road from FACHE through Utu to UMAKOLO, which is another kidnappers and bandit zone. We need medical support for those receiving treatment in various hospitals.
Youth Representative Gabriel Ndazaga echoed similar sentiments.
We moved to Okene, where again another attack was launched on the 3rd of January. The complaint was the same. The accessibility was the major constraint. And It is in the light of these identified challenges, Your Excellency, that the youth have decided and wish to appeal to you, Your Excellency, that local vigilante be strengthened.
Governor Bello promised to support community policing as encouraged by the Inspector General of Police.
And all law enforcement agencies are with you. And we are paying special attention to that community and all other communities in Kogi State. We are going to take a more elaborate measures to ensure that every community in Kogi State protect themselves.
While commiserating with families of the attack victims, the governor said perpetrators of the attacks will be brought to justice.
But wherever they are now, they should know that Kogi State, led by myself, we are coming after them. We will get them. We will make them to face the full wrath of the Lord. And inshallah, our community will be safe once again.
TAWARI, a hitherto peaceful community, was the scene of violent attacks on January 2nd, of which left 24 persons dead and 5 others still receiving treatment in hospital.
The Kogi State government joined the rest of Nigeria on Wednesday to mark the year's Armed Forces Remembrance Day. At the ceremony held at the World War Cenotaph in Lokoja, the state capital, Governor Bello pledged his administration's continued support for the military, law enforcement agencies, and the families of security officials who paid the supreme price defending Nigeria's territorial integrity.
Governor Bello said the supreme sacrifice made by the fallen heroes placed additional responsibility on serving military officers to protect Nigeria's territorial integrity. He also called on Nigeria's government efforts at taking care of the families the deceased soldiers left behind.
We should continue to remember them. We should continue to do everything possible to ensure that those they left behind are well taken care of, in order to encourage those that have signed to put their lives on the line for the survival of this country.
He used the opportunity to harp on the need for all Nigerians to maintain a secure environment.
Security is responsibility of every Nigerian. Everybody, whether a state government, federal, local, or just ordinary citizen. Or even the media. The media should even assist the country. Assist in ensuring that you don't disseminate falsehood that is going to take lives and properties.
The chairman, Kogi State Government and Legion of Ex-Servicemen, Daud Salau, commended government for catering to their welfare.
Formerly, there was no office. We were managing in a primary school. But when he came, I read my address before him. We don't have office. We don't have vehicle. But he provided fund. I can assure you that in the Federation, the Kogi State Legion office is the best.
Governor Bello was joined at the ceremony by top service chiefs, representatives of retired servicemen, and leading traditional rulers who all laid wreaths on the cenotaph. The governor also inspected the Guard of Honor, signed the handbook, and released the white pigeons, a symbol of existing national peace.
The Kogi State government has set up a 17-man committee to begin negotiation over 30,000 naira minimum wage for the state civil servants. The committee is headed by Secretary to the State Government Folashade Ayoade. Jubri Okene is the committee secretary. Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, who performed the inauguration of the committee members, explained what is expected from them.
Obtain and study copies of agreements reached between the federal government and the organized labor in line with the consequential adjustment/increase in all the salary structures. 3, to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment if necessary for technical assistance on the implementation of the new minimum wage for the states. Propose a work plan and modalities for the implementation of the salary increases.
The Special Advisor to the Governor on Information and Communication Strategy, Kingsley Fanwo, who is also the member of the committee, assured the civil servants of a good deal.
What used to be the issue before now, which was the issue of salary payments, has been laid to rest as government now pays salaries regularly. Now we don't want to go into any industrial disagreement with labor on the issue of the new national minimum wage. And we're very confident that the newly inaugurated committee will do justice to that.
Part of the 17-man committee's assignments include a study of the 2019 National Minimum Wage Act and the identification of new revenue sources, ostensibly to meet the additional wage bill. It has been given 30 days to submit its findings. Over to Kogi Central, where the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Abdulkarim Asuku, launched his Empowerment Foundation. Asuku said he opted to lead by example by complementing government's efforts at improving the lives of the people by launching the pharmacist Abdulkarim Asuku Youth Empowerment Foundation, aimed at creating a better life for youths in his Okene hometown.
At the unveiling of the foundation in Okene, he explained why the foundation was set up. Among the dignitaries that attended the launch included the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, and other top state government functionaries. Abdulkarim Asuku explained the motivation behind setting up the foundation.
For me, and even now that I'm in this position of authority, I still know that there are youths out there, children out there who are looking for what to able to talk of funding their education. For us to be able to give to them to sustain their livelihood and also to be able to give a minimal education, which is what we need to, sustain a healthy society. That is my basic motivation to come into this foundation, for us to be able to give much to the society.
He expressed appreciation to Governor Bello, whom he said provided him with the opportunity to touch lives.
I want to sincerely appreciate His Excellency Bello, who, out of magnanimity and commitment to uplifting the youth, not only in Kogi State but across the country at large, and finding one of holding an appointment in his government as a DG Protocol and now Chief of Staff. Just like the Speaker said in our service, as the Director General Protocol, we will be able to give much to society. And even now that I'm serving as Chief of Staff.
The State Assembly Speaker, who represented Governor Bello at the occasion, said such humanitarian interventions are key to the socio-economic development of the state.
From the little he has been given before, but today we are here to support him, to enable him to go further. And I'm very sure that the youth that will benefit from this will never forget him for life.
Words of encouragement were said to Asuku to stay focused on doing good to others.
The line which you have tread on now, you just continue to go on the same line and you will see how God will prosper you.
The God of the people you have paid their school fees, the God of the people you have stopped from dying untimely, the God of the people you have catered for in society will continue to uplift you by the grace of God.
He's coming from an environment where there is a lot of expectation. We hope that given his antecedent, given his background, given the responsible and accountable duty that he has done to His Excellency as the DG Protocol, we are very optimistic that he's going to do a lot of work in his current responsibilities.
I said it, what he has done, the manager has done when he was in secondary school, how he struggled to survive. Today, we want to appreciate God, but God, there are so many children like that that are facing similar problems. So this foundation is a follow-up. As a follow-up to take care of the needs of those people.
It shows that, that you are deprived is not an excuse for failure. I'm so proud of you. So proud.
Abdulkarim Asuku was the Director General Protocol to the Kogi State Governor before his appointment late last year as the Governor's Chief of Staff.
Tributes have continued to flow for the late elder statesman JIMOH FACHE, who died last week at the age of 81. At the 8-day Fidau prayer for the late FACHE in Okene, many describe him as a guide and role model whose death has created a vacuum difficult to fill.
federal and Kogi state government functionaries, Muslim and Christian clergy, traditional rulers, Nigerian Television Authority, and other government agencies joined community members at the Fidau prayer in the ancient city of Okene.
Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Late JIMOH FACHE's eldest son, Abubakar, said, though his fathers will be missed, the legacies he left behind will remain.
And the community leader in the twilight of his life, guiding people, settling quarrels, even though he's not a traditional ruler, but to a community leader that people come around to. And the little he has, he gave. I give advice and also gave material resources. So I'll continue to that. So for me, it's a role model for us, for me and my siblings.
Other children of late JIMOH FACHE extolled their father's virtues.
He instilled a lot of discipline. My being a medical doctor and training as a surgeon, funding our education, making sure that we went about our education especially. He took the issues of education very seriously, and that has been to our own advantage so far.
He was very generous. He was a giver. He liked people around him and tried to give. Well, I miss his humor because he's a very humorous person. When things are very difficult, he will also try to use humor to lighten it. And again, I miss his guidance because he was always there. Anytime we have a telephone conversation, even though he's based at home and I'm in Abuja, he will always say, please don't joke with prayers.
Religious and traditional leaders describe the disease as a man of the people.
Reliable person, dependable, trustworthy. Once he say give his word, he's very sure of it. So, and it has been of good help to us, even in the ministry as a pastor. It has been of good help unto us.
He was a man of kind heart, father of all, and stand by the truth at all times. He surely will be missed by the entire family and community.
He's a man of philosophy. He speaks in parables, and we need to remember him. By missing him, in fact, it's a great vacuum. Yes, because his type is rare. Yes, he's very loving, it's very sociable, and he makes friends than enemy.
The secretary to the state government, Folashade Ayade, who represented Governor Yahya Bello, former government aide Abdulmumuni Okara, and others had words of comfort for the family.
And I also want to encourage everyone, you have been a united family. Let the death of Daddy bring you together to be closer than ever. When you did not hear from each other, give a call. Let Daddy be happy in his grave that my children are still together, doing well in love.
The entire Urucheba down to Agasaji area, that till date, you can never say this is the wrong of our late father. He has been a peacemaker, so we are not surprised that today, JIMOH Abubakar is a living example of his father. May you continue to grow and grow better than your dad.
He's a committed Nigerian. He's a good ambassador of Kogi State and Nigeria at large. He's a good man, and you can see the testimony today. People from all walks of life come from different parts of Nigeria to come and show condolence to the family.
JIMOH FACHE was a man of many parts, an educationist, a successful farmer, and a general businessman who was one of the leading lights of the cocoa industry in Nigeria's Old Western region. He retired to his hometown Okene in 2003, where he has used his wealth of experience for the benefit of the people. The late JIMOH FACHE married Asanat, who passed away 26 years ago, and the children used the opportunity to also render prayers for their late mother.
For those who have been following us since late 2017 to end of 2018 into March 2019, Kogi in Focus is the program that keeps you abreast of happenings in and around Nigeria's conflict state, Kogi. Between that time and now, one of our reporter, UMAKOLO ONUCHE, passed away. ONUCHE, who was our Kogi East correspondent, was also the presenter of our popular Igala language program, Jekuma Bomawe, died in October last year. we request you kindly join us in a short solemn moment in his memory and in prayers for the repose of his soul and for his parents, siblings, wife, and 4-month-old son left behind.
He's so calm and dedicated. He's so respectful. He doesn't even look into your eyes when he's talking. And it's touched me personally because his type is difficult to come by.
And since I met him as a friend, as a brother-in-law, a lot has come in between me and him. And that is what I will keep on remembering eventually we join and meet and depart no more.
I've never had a colleague like him, and I doubt if I'll have him anytime soon, someone like him. When he's wrong, he admits to correction.
I've never seen him before. His testimony, that one helped me. It's a great loss.
So now, where my brothers look at this man, who helped me. It's generally, both regional, his working place, the report from everywhere we are getting, is a man of God.
And I'm pleading that as he's going back again, he will remember that ONUCHE has somebody left behind, that his name can never be forgotten.
I will pray to God that ONUCHE never die. Because I see the son of ONUCHE. I will see him.
He's a very good man. He's a pillar in the family. He's an encourager. He's everything in the family. That's who he is.
And he has used the program to touch lives positively because he ensures that anything that goes wrong in the Kogi East, he will make sure he capture it and he will cause the attraction of the government to come to the people's aid. Many things he has done in Kogi in Focus that today the people, the villages say thank you for Kogi in Focus just because of ONUCHE say yes to do job with Kogi production. So forever remain grateful to God the kind of life he has lived, and now that he's no longer on earth, we will continue to remember him for good, for who he was, because if a good person dies on earth, he never dies actually, because the legacy he left behind lives on.
This is where we wrap it up on the first edition of Kogi in Focus for the year 2020. Join us on this station same time next week for another interesting package. I am Khadijat Mohammed, asking you as we usually do to do unto others what you want them to do to you. Bye for now.